Well, Christian Horner is alongside us. Christian, if I could, let's start with a move that could well define this season. We'll come on to Daniel Ricciardo in a moment. Ferrari have said, they've tweeted, saying that this was Max Verstappen's fault because he went into Kimi, forced him, and then caused the collision with Vettel. What's your take on it?
How on earth you can work that out from watching that, I've got no idea. I mean, you can see Sebastian comes quite aggressively left, Kimi goes to the right, and Max is just, he can't disappear. You know, he held a straight line, and just desperately unlucky for him to be eliminated like that.
I mean, from my point of view, I was looking at this. We're on board here with Max Verstappen. He is going to be looking at. He's not expecting Kimi to make such a dynamite start. He's probably looking at Sebastian Vettel. My opinion.
Absolutely. I mean, he's focused on Sebastian, but he held a straight line, and you see, you know, Seb moving over the left, squeezing, and you can't just disappear. So yeah, I mean, it's racing. It's one of those things when you've got three cars going into a corner like that. But you know, Max certainly couldn't just disappear.
You were his team principal, Sebastian Vettel. Is that the kind of? Has he only got himself to blame? Do you think? Is that a typical Sebastian Vettel move?
I think what he probably couldn't see was Kimi was the other side of Max. So he's been aggressive with Max, and Kimi's done the same from the other side. And the result and the outcome is what you see there. And I think anybody that tries to apportion any blame on Max Verstappen for that needs their eyes testing.
So they're going to have an inquiry, aren't they, into the incident?
Yeah, the Ferrari drivers are both on the way to the stewards now, we understand, yeah.
But has Max said to you his version of events? Can you say what he's...
Well, yeah, he said to me, look, I held a straight line. I tried to get out of the way because I could see where it was going, but they just came so quickly from either side. So I think completely... you know, exonerated from any blame, you know, Max should be from that incident.
But meanwhile, you still had one car in the race.
Yep.
Daniel Ricciardo. We were a bit mystified. We expected to see him have a hotter pace during the race than he actually did. I mean, where did that disappear to?
Well, even before the first safety car, we could see we were losing an awful lot of you know, oil pressure in the gearbox, and we were thinking, crikey, this is only going to go to about half distance. So, you know, Daniel had the instructions to start managing that, and of course he then had to sacrifice lap time through doing that. But he did that incredibly well, and managed to nurse the car home, you know, for almost another hour and a half.
Your long run pace on Friday was about 7/10 quicker, we think, per lap than Mercedes. It looked like it was the other way today, so that's the reason for it. Do you think if you hadn't had those problems, you would still have had the same advantage? Do you think Daniel could have won that race?
I think we would have certainly been closer and able to put a bit more pressure on, but I think you know, it's very different conditions today. I think the rain, the rubber being gone, is cooler as well than Friday. I think they were all factors, and Mercedes, you know, particularly Lewis. I think we had Valtteri covered today, but Lewis, you know, had a really strong day.
It was interesting at one point tactically. We heard Lewis on the radio saying that he wanted to speed up, but it would seem like they were trying to sandwich Daniel in between the two Mercedes. What were you aware of that? I mean, you could tell that Lewis wasn't going to his maximum pace. Or?
Yeah, I mean, we're listening to their radio, and yeah, you could hear that, you know, that was what they were trying to do, and they're watching the clock as well, not trying to do too many laps, but mainly not to allow any gaps or fortuitous safety cars. And you know, we were so focused on the issue that Daniel was managing, it was all a question of just trying to get the car to the finish.
Definitely one that got away for you this weekend, don't you think, though, Christian?
Well, I think you could say that, and you couldn't. I mean, on lap 15, we were staring down the barrels of both cars being eliminated. We've come away with a second place here, so you know, we'll take that.
Without your Red Bull hat on, as a Formula One fan, Christian, yeah, in the context of the season, do you feel now it's Mercedes to lose? 6 races to go.
Well, it's a big blow for Sebastian. You know, the advantage that Lewis now takes into the final 6 races. He needed to win this race, which is why I think he was probably so motivated at the start. And I think, you know, it puts Lewis very much in the driving seat. He's in a better position regarding, you know, the amount of engine units and turbos, etc., that he's used than Sebastian as we get to this crucial end of the championship.
If you were in Arriva Bene shoes, what would you be saying to both your Ferrari drivers right now?
Keep your head down.
Thanks, Christian.